Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you what you can learn from the Dominic Thiem forehand to help improve your forehand. Now, right off the bat, this video is courtesy of Tennis Academy 101. I put their link in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to them. They have incredible pro footage. So I want to talk to you specifically about the use of Dominic Thiem's left arm. You know, we think of the forehand as just being a one-handed stroke, but I can tell you if you move your non-hitting hand correctly and arm correctly throughout the stroke, you will be shocked at the control and power you can produce. So the first thing is when you turn for a forehand and you start rotating your body away from the court to coil, it's important that you keep your non-hitting hand on the racket. You can see that his non-hitting hand goes with the racket on the throat. And when the racket gets past his head, that's when he lets go. Now, if we look at this view right here, it's almost like he doesn't even have a left arm, right? As a right-hander, we can't even see his left arm. Why? Because his left hand is reaching straight to the camera. His left arm is basically parallel to the net. The coil that occurs from this, allowing you to uncoil, is absolutely vital to being able to swing correctly, being able to hit topspin, being able to generate the racket speed that you're looking for. So when you go out and film yourself, and I highly recommend you go out and film yourself, make sure that you are using your non-hitting arm and reaching across your body. And if you film yourself from this angle, you should actually at one point when you stop the film be reaching straight to the camera. Now, a few days ago, I made a video about Serena Williams' forehand. And I talked about how if you're playing tennis in waist-high water, right? So here's the water, that your left hand, when it clears and when it moves out of the way, it should not get wet. Now, that is an extreme example from Serena's standpoint that she keeps her non-hitting hand out of the water as she moves it out of the way. But I want you to watch Dominic Thiem. He drops his non-hitting hand into the water. Again, that blue line is the water line. He drops it into the water, but then he lifts it back out of the water. So watch this. If you notice that your non-hitting hand drops into the water, make sure that it lifts up out of the water by the time you contact the ball. When you watch the best players in the world, their non-hitting hand is rising as they're striking the ball. Their non-hitting hand is not dropping, which is what typically occurs in recreational players who struggle with their forehands, especially those who struggle to uncoil into the shot. So when you film yourself and you are looking at videos of your forehand, be sure that your non-hitting hand is rising as you are striking the ball. Again, this is for uncoiling into the shot. Now, with that being said, he then continues his left hand going up, and then he ends up catching the racket. See, tennis is a low to high game where you're below contact and then you're above contact. And you can see that. His racket's following this line. Watch his racket go up. So tennis is a low to high swing. And you can also see that his swing gets steeper after contact. I actually love asking this question to people because most amateur players have this idea when I ask them, and I'm only speaking about the ones I talk to, which is a very small sample size, but most amateur players, when I ask them, hey, is the pro swing steeper prior to contact and then it levels out? Or is it steeper after contact where the swing goes up more after they hit the ball? And they tend to think that the racket is steeper prior to contact, the swing path, and then it levels out after contact. And it's the exact opposite. Watch pro tennis, their swing gets steeper after they hit the ball. So catching the racket nice and high, and you can see his hitting hand, his right hand is actually higher than eye level. When you catch the racket higher than eye level on your forehand, it ensures that your non-hitting hand was rising. You can see his left hand is rising as he's hitting the ball, again, which allows you to turn your hips into the shot. But it also, when you catch the racket, ensures that you are swinging low to high enough to impart the topspin on the ball that you're looking for control. So catch the racket higher than eye level, the way Venus and Serena do, the way Dominic Thiem does when he's practicing, and you'll be learning the good habits that are going to help you hit amazing forehands. So let's go over this again. When you see the ball come to your forehand, turn for a forehand, but keep your non-hitting hand on the racket. And then let go and actually reach to the side. If you're right-handed, you're going to be reaching off to your right. From this vantage point, you can see his reaching toward the camera. Then you want to move your non-hitting hand out of the way so that you can turn your hips. And even if it does drop, and by the way, this is actually what I do. I actually drop it to the water line, but then I lift it back out of the water, right? Remember that all this water, this is water. He's in the shallow end of a pool. He moves his non-hitting hand out of the water to make contact. Look at your forehand. Be sure that it is not dropping, which would keep you from turning your hips, and you just won't be able to hit your best shots. You're going to swing low to high, imparting spin, and then keep your non-hitting hand rising, and then catch the racket higher than eye level. If you absolutely loved this video and you got a lot out of it, be sure to go up to this playlist right now. I've got my forehand, my topspin forehand playlist right there for you, so you can go down and look for all the different ways and all the different players you can learn from in order to hit the best forehands possible. So if you start moving just like Dominic Thiem, your whole body, including your non-hitting hand on your forehand, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.